Hello, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, I am Divine Light and I'm so happy you joined me today. I would like to mention quickly, it's pouring outside right now, and it is believed in my culture that if it's pouring outside and you make a wish, the rain will deliver it to you. So if you have a desire, make a wish. It doesn't matter. We're living on the planet Earth. It doesn't matter where you are. It's raining. Okay, so we're going to dive in today's reading. We're going to look into this transition time from this year to the next, what's coming your way. I already see 2 tears of joy before I carry, while I'm carrying the cup, which is full here. So it's 2 good news coming towards the next year. Seems like here very quickly. We're going to divide the cup into 2. And by the way, if you are enjoying these readings, don't forget to give some love, hit subscribe, and that's a free way to support the channel. And the best way also, if you would like a private reading, I have my email in the description box. Just send me an email, okay? All right, guys, let's dive in and start out with your coffee cup and see what's happening in there. And like I said, there are already 2 tears of joy I see here, but these are kind of feels like the achievements and upgrades that is coming into your life within the next year, and maybe right in the beginning of the timeline. Seems like there's a pathway opening outside of your comfort zone. This is happening soon. That's like the rest of the 2025 and the first beginning of the 26 we're looking at. And there's a bird singing. Bird can be indicating of a good news coming forward that will really make your heart sing, or literally going to make you sing. And maybe this is actually, if this is something that you do for a living, it can be a touring opportunity also coming your way. Okay, it can be like the path opening up, you're receiving news, advice, or not the advice, I'm sorry, offers. And so that can really open up the new pathway. I see there are 2 little birds forming here too. Maybe these are actually people that you're going to team up with to prepare for this journey. When I look inside, I see here a bark of a tree, and it's a smile right there on its face, and it's looking at a lion. The Leo shows up within the next year's timeline. So, but I feel like sometimes we have this deep knowing of something is going to go right. And the tree can be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or this can be you grounding yourself into something you truly desire. Lion can be symbolizing of this being a partnership or a leadership of a situation. Okay, like if there's a partnership or a group of people, you can be the leader here. Seems like you are really grounding yourself within it. So there's an example comes to me. There's a very famous Pisces. I don't know if he's not really famous if you're not really into music, but a guitarist called John Frusciante, and he is a really even though he looks like he's the guitar player of the band, but when you look at it, when he's away, the band loses personality. Okay, it seems like you're the personality of a structure here. And this can be your heart's desire right now, that you're setting yourself up for it. You are actually basically preparing your mind to take this thing. But it seems like here, this is going to be something that will really elevate everything that you touch, and which in return, what you put out there is going to come back to you. It can bring material satisfaction, which I see here. It can even come up as an offer, a massive offer. It seems like there's a big chunk of money here, and there are 2 people dancing on it. I see like one here has the head of one of those Egyptian gods, like looks like a bird with a long beak. It's Bastet. I'm not sure. I don't want to throw names. But this can be someone who reminds me of the god who feeds the crops. Now it's raining, it's feeding the crops, and there's this fish right next to it. This can be a personality who carries that growth energy. That's why I keep saying earth sign, but now I'm thinking water also feeds the earth, very important, and you're the earth as well. So it can be you embodying that energy, and you're dancing on top of this chunk of money. So it can be something to celebrate when it shows up. You're going to come together with this person and celebrate, really enjoy it. Another thing here is I know it sounds a little different than usual, but it can be also like a ceremony, a dancing ritual, that they go to dance for the rain. It can be in your own way. Doesn't have to be in like something outside of you, because everything that we desire usually comes to us naturally. Whatever is natural to you, something you're actually putting out there, energy is going to bring this desire. Okay, it seems like it is going to attract it sooner into your life. Another thing I see, number 3 here. Number 3 is leading to this dancing scene. So number 3 can be creative activity that you're going to be doing. Another thing I see is I and S. Isla maybe is a name, Isla, or it can be like is, just being, the name of like meaning of being is going to bring this thing to you, being who you truly are, expressing your creative aspects. Another thing I see, there's a horse right there, and somebody is running with the horse, kind of looks like a lion too. Towards the end of the year, we have December time. You might be actually getting this together with the people that are different natures, okay? Because lion is a predator, horse is a fast, horse symbolizes actually wish fulfillment, massive progress. So you might come together with this kind of people and make something happen. And you might be thinking, is this going to be someone that I know, someone that I actually get along with well? It doesn't even have to be that. It can be someone, maybe you're applying for school, or you want to ask for something, a support from someone in your family, and it seems like they're just going to be there like an angelic force that to help you in that moment to leap you further. It doesn't mean that they have to hang around for a long time, but they're going to be there, okay? And they have this leap of faith and also fast movement energy. I see letter M as in Matthew, Mary, Amanda, can be in someone's first name or the last name. And this person is actually like backing up a little bit from another second person showing up here, because there's a better option right behind them. So some of you might be actually like, while dealing with material stuff, entering into emotional commitments, and it can be the timeline of testing first without jumping into something. While you're testing things around, I feel some of you have maybe different preferences. I see someone holding a child here. This reminds me, this just 3 different things come to me right away when I see that. Maybe you want to have children and the people initially shows up doesn't want children, or maybe you have children and the other person doesn't want children again. Or maybe third thing is you want children and the other person have children, like you have some, they have some, so it's like a big family, which is like an aligned family showing up here. It can be something like that, okay? Or forming a family, the idea of having family, having a legacy. Basically, children are the legacy that we leave on this planet. So maybe you have that kind of an idea. Now I'm thinking business deal as well, but the other person coming up with the offer might not really carry that weight. Okay, they might not really want that or see that kind of a future. That's why you're backing off from someone. And so this is actually coming as a warning as well. When you're feeling the energy is off with someone instinctually or intuitively, it's and you want to back off, do not just walk into it and say that, oh, I'm just afraid. Because sometimes fear, not sometimes, in some, I mean, there are things that we should be fearful of, and there are things that we shouldn't be fearing of. However, sometimes there's fear there, but we don't understand why. But then we see why we had that fear. After a while, we understand that that person wasn't really good for us or anyone. Okay, so if you're having that kind of doubts in a situation, rather than taking a step towards it, take a step backwards, because there's something better waiting for you behind that. Okay. And when we get to I told you this is a transition time of this year. And then next year, I see here there's a cup appearing, kind of looks like a waterfall. I feel like this waterfall, when it's falling, makes this little splashes here. So water is your element. It's your emotions. It's emotional satisfaction. And this bubbling up, kind of like the champagne bubbling up, can be symbolizing emotionally satisfactory thing that you're going to be walking into. Okay, now I'm going to look into the tarot and clarify all these things coming forward. So like sometimes I see that the tarot part is not really getting watched by many, because maybe this is what you're coming here for. However, when I see the symbols, for example, I see 2 people here dancing in a traditional way. They put their arms around each other and they're like dancing in the circles. So it can be celebration coming in, and then the celebration leads you towards something that will really inspire you to something emotionally, and which will bubble up new things, bring new ideas, and maybe even a new investment idea, business idea, friendship idea, which will really set the tone of the next year. So we're going to clarify those with the cards. Let's dive into your thoughts. So now, if you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. Let's see, you have a very thick wall around you. I see here a unicorn with a dove tail. Swan tail. Your desire coming really fast. Swans mate for life, and the unicorn is something that your heart is desiring. Maybe you don't really believe it's possible to you, but it seems like this is coming forward, and this is going to be like a long-term commitment. Now I see a big man, a man with a big head here with a big nose. You can see the hair and the nose right there. So it can turn into something maybe you're not really expecting. This is a desire coming forward, but it can show up in a way that you're not really expecting. However, there's an elephant he's looking at. Elephant indicates long-term financial security and stability. And it seems like here you might create a resource without even realizing that's a resource for you, an amazing, like a resource for you, which will last forever, which will be something really speaks to your soul, because he's actually talking here. He's actively talking, and I see tears of joy as soon as I said that came forward. It is going to be maybe better than your wildest dreams. So it's okay to be open to the new things, new possibilities. And you can see the elephants right there, baby elephant, and it has a very long open pathway, which is leading to more sunshine. However, you might be drawing like a very strict boundaries to that, maybe not allowing a lot of people to come in to help you or expand this thing, but it has massive growth opportunity. And I feel like this transition time, you're going to figure out how to grow it in a safe way. Another thing I see here, there's a couple. I see a woman here and a man following her, and they're holding hands. The man has a child in their mind. The child can be also someone childish, meaning they carry the child's innocence. They have the courage of the child and outspoken. This doesn't mean rude. It can be like someone tactful, but also really helpful, open with their communication. So it's a good thing. That's what we're looking for exactly, actually, in life. Because lies not really, even though they sound good at times, they don't really lead us to the highest good for us and for all. And this person is following you, and you can see they're clear, transparent. That's exactly the word that I'm looking for. They're transparent with their communication, and they're following you. And I feel like they can also have an participation, because it seems like towards the next year this is showing up, of you really opening your mind up and removing your walls so you can allow more abundance, resources, people, love, fun to come into your life. Okay, let's dive into the tarot. We're going to look into this year's major lessons, and I test out these readings before I do it for you guys. I test it out on me first, and then when I looked at the biggest lesson and the biggest achievement, the second card is going to be that, I realized, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what I achieved. Because sometimes life actually happens so normally, naturally, we don't even realize that we achieved something, okay? And it's just becomes so organic, we don't recognize that achievement. So that's why I first tested, and it works for me. I said, you know what? Okay, it can work for each zodiac too. Major lesson we have, Eight of Worlds is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is actually about mastering your art, craft. If you are working, or maybe I feel like you become the master already, maybe you're going towards the retirement. This is actually the major lesson here. Lesson is about a lesson, basically. You have learned a lot of information, you have gained a lot of information out of a situation, and that will change the outcome of the future. Next year, it's going to change how you plant your seeds, how you grow your crops, how you operate overall within the next chapter, okay? Let's see the biggest achievement now. Women of Wands. This is actually the Queen of Wands, confidence. This is the biggest achievement. I feel like this doesn't have to apply to all areas of your life. However, this can apply to a certain area. Maybe you started exploring that you're powerful. Oh my God, I can really make this happen and no one can stop me. I am the best at it. Whatever this is actually women, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be women. This is actually your creative ideas manifesting in a way that you now trust you can make in that area, in that field, or maybe general overall in life. You know now that you can make magic happen. Okay, that's the energy of the Queen of Wands. Another thing here, it says here Censor. We're going to go with the cards meaning as well. We see here there's a shaman. I think this is a feminine shaman, female shaman, actually like dressed in the proper clothing. We have the black cat here. This indicates that you do not conform to other people's ideas. You trust that you know the best and you go with it. And the fire dance here on the background, dancing in the sun, indicates that you're really biggest achievement is also celebrating your sensuality and sensing. Sensor is the sensing of what's happening before it happens, and make your moves according to that. Okay. What you let go of this year is the Lovers we have. Maybe you had an attachment to something working out in a perfect way so you can be happy. Okay. And it seems like you now letting that go off and you're choosing to be happy at this moment. And when you do, I feel like we're still inside of this year, and it can be maybe in the last bits. You are figuring it out and you're saying, you know what? Okay, I love myself. So that will bring more health, more life to you. When you do, it will attract the right people to you, because whatever you do for yourself, you will attract those who will mirror that. And the more you love yourself, this is actually what you're letting go. Instead of expecting someone to give you the love or give you the approval, give you like mirror you, you're mirroring yourself, and that is the world watching the world, and the universe is mirroring that back to you. Okay, which sounds amazing to me. And what to expect this next year, we see High Priestess. This is your energy. Again, we have a blue dolphin. I feel like this is actually photoshopped from an underwater image. That's why he looks blue right there. So it seems like here, this coming year, you will really connect with your intuition. High Priestess is your knowing energy deep down. You might receive very clear messages of which way to go, what to do. Expect the messages will come to you. You're never going to be left out in the dark. You will know. Maybe literally it's going to come to you, it's going to be given to you, or intrinsically, intuitively, you're going to feel what's the next step within you. Okay, trust that, expect that, because that's coming forward. What's the biggest challenge? We have Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is having integrity, it says here, which I believe that's true. Having a spine. Now, like I'm looking at this figure, this is very important. We have like a temples right there, different types of temples. Even, is this Mount Fuji? I'm not sure, but that is kind of like we have here, I think a Shinto priest here praying. So it's standing your ground, okay? Whatever that you believe in, that's your reality, that's your truth, and stand your ground. That's what you are actually getting challenged with. You might get doubt, like some people might cause you to doubt yourself, doubt your integrity, that you're making the right decision. Maybe you're saying no to some, and exactly this thing happened to me yesterday. I was sitting somewhere and a person come to me and said, can I use your internet on your phone? And I don't allow those kind of things. I'm sorry. Like if you are someone who does, it's okay. But I don't like that, because you're connecting to my phone. My phone has all the information. I have a child. It has her information, which is not, it's a no to me. And I said no to this lady. And she's like, oh, you're not a decent human being. Why don't you? I said, this is security. I don't want that. This is a no. This is my no. Okay. You can find someone who can say yes, but you cannot push me. So I feel like that's going to be, maybe it's not on that level, or maybe it's a little less for you. You might get challenged that way. Instead of feeling like, oh, I did something wrong, know that you're living in your own truth, like the Women of Wands. That's what you learned this year. You are in your own truth, living your truth. You're not living in their reality, okay? They can go and maybe even find someone who can support their own reality. You don't have to support theirs because they're guilt tripping you, okay? That's the biggest challenge going to be the year. This can be happening with a stranger. This can be happening with the family members. Watch out for it. The theme of, I love this, theme of next year. Look at this diamond. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. And we have here a beautiful sword. This is balance. This is justice energy. So the theme of going to be the year that everything's going to be working out for you perfectly. I love that. Another thing here with the balance, the justice is if you're going through maybe legal issues that can be resolving, also maybe you're getting support from authorities. Another thing here is we have the diamond is balancing the sword here, and there's a dancer and there's a bird. So it's like gently, the things are going to be resolving in your life in a very gentle way. So you don't have to force anything to happen. You just watch things, okay? Like you can say no to the things you don't desire, and you're going to feel things happening, but also you're going to observe how the justice will be served. The karma, what you put out, is coming back to you multiplied, okay? Advice we have, Sage of Worlds, become a master of your craft, again, art, and also follow that passion of yours, because that's going to guide you towards an upgrade in your life. Sage of Worlds is a Sage of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. So plant your seeds carefully and move in the direction of your desires. Okay, embody that earth energy. Earth signs are most of the time, they when they make a decision, they don't change that. They hardly change that. So this is the advice coming forward. And at this transition time, we have 6 of crystals, which is 6 of swords energy. So you are actually, it says confusion here, but 6 of swords actually symbolizes from choppy waters to the calmer shores. In this timeline, you might have some choppy waters, some conflicting things happening at this time, but it seems like you are moving on from it. You are moving up to the next level. You're not really dwelling on that negative energy for so long, okay? You might be, maybe in the past, that's what you've done, even though things got better, you got still thought about, okay, is it going to repeat again or whatever it is? But this is suggestion coming to you that do not dwell on it. Just go to the calmer place, okay? It can be mentally, because crystal swords energy is usually mental, but also this will carry you, I feel like, physically, surety that you are on the right path, okay? The lovers come forward again. 8 of Worlds, you're learning. The major lesson is to love yourself. I said learning to love yourself. 8 of Worlds, 8 of Pentacles is about learning. Another thing here is love is not a mystery. You don't have to guess if someone is loving you. You will feel it. You will know it. Love is a verb, and if you haven't read the book from Erich Fromm, it was actually his master's doctor's PhD thesis, something, The Art of Loving. You will see there, love is a verb. It's not a feeling. Okay, lust is a feeling, and falling in love can be a feeling process, but the thing is the emotional process. But the thing is, loving someone is very clear. It's an action. It is action based. So you are learning that. You have learned that. That's a major lesson. You know it now, and it seems like the lovers come forward. Some of you might be manifesting new, really true soulmate love connection that you will be appreciated. And the biggest challenge we have, the sun. The sun is the Leo energy. I saw the light in your cup, so you are moving towards your desires with confidence. That's the biggest achievement. And if you haven't already, this is not the end of this year. You might really get a challenge or something coming in front of you will push you towards to see that you are amazing, powerful, and the more optimistic you are, the better you look at the picture will change itself to the good outcome. You're letting go of the lovers we said here, like loving yourself and expecting the love to like that. The more you love yourself, the more it's going to be reflected to outside. And the Wheel of Fortune is telling me, yes, it will. It is, the situation is going to change for the better. Okay. And what to expect, the Fool, new beginning with the High Priestess. So you know, maybe deep down in there, you know that there's a new beginning coming forward for you, but you're going to be experiencing that physically as well. Not only inner knowing, but also outside is going to reflect that. Biggest challenge is drawing your boundaries, and also here, I feel like this is like the card of 4 of Cups, is a disassociation. You have 3 things that you need to deal with, but you're looking at the 3rd thing that's not even in the picture yet. Okay, it's like in the air, in the cloud here indicates like in a thought form instead of something material that you need to deal with. And that can be a way that you are running away from this, like standing your ground. And I feel like this is the biggest challenge. Instead of like running away, I feel like when you stand strong in your integrity and without disassociating and standing your ground, you're going to actually achieve a lot of success in that field as well. That will give you boost your confidence too, because I feel like that's just a high confidence energy I'm seeing here. Fool has confidence. He is confident, has been through this journey again, and that's why he is confidently stepping into the unknown, because he knows no matter what goes, he's going to be again successful. Okay, he's going to complete the journey. When it comes to the theme, I told you, oh my gosh, some of you are really getting beautiful, loving situations into your life. This can be a new love relationship. Mostly this Cup's energy interpreted as romance, but romanticizing your life and starting a new romantic beginning can be the thing here. It can be starting with yourself and then inviting more people that will reflect the energy over. It can be also something happening in a way, like a justice situation happening, a karmic situation happening, maybe completing itself, so you can reset and restart a loving relationship, a new loving reset in your life. And the advice is stand your ground, plant your seeds. The justice is coming in. Some of you, I'm feeling like in love and in money, some of you are really manifesting an upgrade, and maybe some things that you wanted to happen in the past, but it just took a while. It is this year, this coming year, it is actually going to find and fall into the right place for you. And we said the transition time is the Six of Crystals, from choppy waters to the wealthy shores, guys. This is actually financial security, creating a legacy, long-term security with a family, and like establishing yourself to a really solid place, basically. Okay, I love that for you. Let's see your 3 important things you need to know at this time. What you need to know, what's getting activated. Then we're gonna pull. We have a change. I told you the change is coming in with the Fool energy. There is a definite change coming into your life, and also Wheel of Fortune is change as well. And the horse here, white horse, symbolizes it's going to be for the better. Protection. You see the protection coming here. The lightning is striking to the tree, but it's not really touching it. So you might, now I see this, now this makes sense to me. I told you that you have strong walls here, and there's, because this kind of looks like the top of the tree here, because your walls might be protecting you from something that you don't really recognize yet. And the integrity 901, saying no, is going to really be helpful with that. And I told you, maybe in the beginning of the next year, after a couple months, you're going to remove those walls and open up new doors for yourself. However, this time, no, the word no is a full sentence, and it's going to be maybe even your best friend for in some situations. Okay. And finally, we have the wisdom. Wisdom aligns with the high priestess. So I feel like this is in the beginning of the coming year. There's a full new beginning, a wisdom coming to you. Inner knowing will guide you towards your right direction. And we have fish here, Pisces. This is your energy. So this is something natural to you. It's not something that you're learning. Naturally, there's a wisdom within you that you know certain things. And when you use them, you will be in the right path, okay? Do not doubt your inner wisdom, basically. Let's see what's getting activated. Consciousness, becoming much more aware of what's happening around you. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up, so that we can include them in our reality. So I feel like here, even though like the birds are flying, like you're sitting in front of, like maybe in a park, you're seeing children screaming, they're all a part of this consciousness. And even that we don't realize in that seconds, they are really changing the structure of the reality. So I feel like you're becoming much more conscious of this kind of, I'm giving examples like this children and the cars and the birds and stuff, but it can be major things as well. They're really changing the fabric of the reality for the better. And I feel like you're really going to be like Neo. I don't know if you watched The Matrix. Neo, I think his name was Neo or Leo. Neo means new, like the new person. So I think like you're watching the Matrix and seeing how the things are really aligning the way you want it to be. Okay, let's see your final card. We have a rainbow. That I told you that there's rain outside. It just stopped. Yes, it stopped now. And there's a rainbow beyond the clouds waiting for you. It seems like there's a pot of gold right next to it as well. And I feel like beyond the clouds, meaning Let the rain pass if you are under rain right now. And after that, start to see the rainbow, where the rainbow, the positivity actually going to lead you. Okay. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. I would like to thank you for being here and joining me. And I wish you a magical day. Bye. Hey, beautiful. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.